Uh, Madhavi, very good, madam is there.
Yes,
Madhavi, madam,
yes, sir.
mm, you may present now. Ma'am.
Is it visible, sir?
Yes,
Thank you, Arup Shahaji and Vidya ma'am, for allowing me to come back with my presentation. My action research, I come up with my action research on phygital learning approach. So this is the theme and sub-theme. Based on the sub-theme path breaking in mathematics teaching via technology tools, I started with a meaningful quote by Tyson. Math is the language of the universe. So the more equations you know, the more we can converse with the cosmos. So we are well known. The meaning of cosmos, which is the example of the belief that everything which is connected each other in the universe. So as the math teachers, we are best to understand the language of universe as well as the converse with the cosmos. And my focus about this physical approach, which is this physical approach for result-oriented mathematics education and peer support in multi-grade teaching. So I would come up with a basic question: why the mathematics education is more important to the children? We all know that it is good for their brains and it learn to improve their life skills and problem solving skills and helps in their career and improve other skills like art and whatever the even it helps in if we better good at in mathematics they improve their other skills like art and even it is cooking whatever. So, being a passionate teachers, we have the chance to combat some of the negative attitudes that many people associated with mathematics, and it helps students to recognize the beauty and utility and importance of the subject mathematics. Because on the early years, we should creating interest on the subject is more important. So now the another question: challenges in teaching mathematics at the primary level. So here is the picture how the primary classrooms will be. The first and foremost challenge is children get distracted easily. So grabbing their attention is more important. So creating interest on subject mathematics at this age, which is also a challenge, and creating a sense of satisfaction in children. How they feel the sense of satisfaction when based on the activities or tasks, when they accomplish those activities or tasks, they should feel the sense of satisfaction. It will help the children to improve the interest in the subject like mathematics and need more patience to grab the attention of the children, especially in the primary classrooms. And blending technology in a sensible manner. Without using technology, if we want to transact any concepts, so they are not at all agree with the type of mode. So the blending technology in a sensible manner, at what time we are going to use and at what extent we are using that videos or e-content, which is more important for the teacher. Now I would come up with a question. Is technology being alone sufficient in learning? Here I would come up with an example. So I consider the concept place value. If I want to teach the concept place value in my class, I would recall their children's knowledge in previous classes, what they learn, and later I will show them some teaching learning materials with low cost and no cost, and also must and should. I can use the abacus and I can use the chalkboard in various ways on designing number lines and also various examples. Later, I will shift it to the videos showing based on the concepts, and I also use some animated slides. During the pandemic, we all know even the primary classrooms in government schools, every teacher have their own WhatsApp groups, and they are 24/7 are connecting with their children. So also we can share some interactive activities which are available in GeoGebra tool and classroom activities. We have many kind of activities in GeoGebra tool up to the from the class 1 to up to the level. So we can pick some interactive content, and I can also created my own YouTube channel in during the pandemic time, and with for my children, and I'm creating my own customized videos to help my children. So these kind of blending approach will help children to learn the concepts well. So is the technology being alone sufficient? No. So exploring the role of application of ICT tools along with physical activity-based methods, which is an integral part of mathematics classrooms, is more important. So provide digital interventions which help students to develop their motivation. So how do we teach mathematics to young children, which is a everyday challenge for the teachers who are teaching mathematics? Whatever the strategy, whatever the approach that the teachers they are using at their classrooms, it should be acceptable with the children in the process of learning. So when we are at the stage to make children more engaged and help children to learn the concepts with ease, then only the actual learning will happen. So taking the support of peers, which is more important in present existing system, uh, especially in our state, our Chief Minister Jagamohan Reddy Garu initiated many kind of reforms to upgrade the schools in our state. So tremendously, the admissions has improved a lot. For example, in my school last year, we have 280 is the strength for up to 8th standard. So now the role in my school is 370. So the same thing is happening in every school. So taking peer support, which is more help and higher graders to involve the children uh, ongoing on no tech and low tech families helped a lot in the process of teaching and learning. I would like to share some of the experience during pandemic time. I tried some of the activities to engage my children in learning process. I divided my whole class in three categories. We know the online platform which is available students, and conducted some interactive activities through online and prepared some worksheets, customized worksheets based on the concepts for low tech students and no tech students. Appointed some student leaders who are good at studies. I assigned one for three. Just like that, I assigned some duties to circulate
Uh,
worksheets and collect
Sorry to
worksheets.
disturb, madam. Actually, we are running late, so please try to conclude within 1 or 2 minutes.
Yes, yes. So these kind of approaches will surely robust to important for peer learning and multi-grade teaching. So the peer support and taking support from higher graders help children to engage in the learning and thinking concepts in generalized manner. So this is a digital approach. So digital approach and share digital communication, and it available variety of learning materials through online, and it should be interactive, and it forms a small learning system, and augmented reality also, and captivation with activities like award badges, mathematical classrooms, which help children a lot. The most crucial takeaway from digital learning, which is the technology being implemented, and which is used as a tool to automate as much as possible, and leading for more motivation. So coming to the main important part in the generation, it's a freedom background. So we know that the digital approach, which is physical plus digital, which is a kind of hybrid approach. So the physical and virtual world where students can work both in person and also online. So how hybrid education and digital mode of learning approach could shape the future of students. So using the online educational resource provided online, we know our recent textbooks are embedded with QR codes, Creating videos that can be used multiple times. Also, if you learn one more time, I will share some information here. So recently, some of the students I have selected for Navodaya classes, and we created some of the Navodaya online WhatsApp groups collaboratively with other teachers too. And in daily basis, we are sharing videos and worksheets to them, and we are correcting their worksheets, respected students with by teachers. So this is an example for people learning module. So giving a percentage of the course work as self-study and making classroom more interactive using digital tools, and timetable is more achievable, it should be. So I already discussed these points. The advantage of the physical approach, it enhances motivation and learning ability, no doubt, and it initiates new learning opportunities and decrease depend on teachers. So which is more important because we have large number of classrooms in present schools, so it helps a lot. So cultivate self-confidence in facing new challenges and continuous use of learning resources both physically and virtually. And especially it enables the hidden talents in students. So I choose this method for my research. I have created three experimental classes. So one is combined with in traditional classroom, and the other two were trained only in through online e-learning, and the experimental class three trained in digital approach, both physical and digital. So based on the results, I would share some of the points. In this study I involved some 30 students of class 5 in between the ages 10 to 12, and here I prepared a questionnaire based on the difficult basic concepts for the five variables like representation of numbers, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So in the current research were constructed based on a questionnaire. And here I prepared a rubrics to assess the children's progress and individual assessments and diagnose them with some personalized interviews. So an exploratory analysis based on pre-test and post-test I have conducted based on the samples. And here rubrics I divided in three categories: proficient, approaching proficiency, and limited. So these are the based on the samples, pre-test results and post-test results for three groups. So based on these graphs, we can find the difference between after pre-test and post-test based on the graphs. Here we have four bars in each session. So the blue bar represents numbers, and the orange bar represents addition and subtraction, and the gray bar represents multiplication, and yellow one is division. So I found some of the topics which should feel difficult by the children, especially for the grade 5 students. So putting digits in some correct order. So when we give an example like 75,010, they will do many of the children will do mistakes. So these kind of multiplication and division also. Flexibility with products, just like if you ask general questions like 10 sets of 6 are equal to the 6 sets of 10, then they will confuse. The problem with multiple operations like given in the example, and also the word problems. So based on the questionnaire I prepared based on the difficult basic topics, so I conducted personalized interviews to assess their assessment. So as every approach, these approaches have also the limitations. This study, the sample of the study is considered very small because it was only taken from my class 30 students, and therefore the result cannot be generalized for the whole generalized manner. And other variables, it can be unavoidable. The acceptance were not included, and such intrinsic variable like availability of digital equipment in schools and proficiency of teachers in using technology and larger classrooms, availability of the proper network. These are the limitations in this approach. This is some of the my mathematical classroom activities which are in my classroom. So here is an interactive board. During pandemic time, I used this based on this board. I conducted some classes also. So I'm come up with conclusion. Growing up in a physical environment will impact a children's understanding of the boundaries of technology. The importance of upskilling and freedom in education, especially for the Gen Z force. I would share about the Gen Z force who are born at the late 90s and early 2000s. They call as Gen Z force. If we want to teach as a teachers born in 90s, they will not accept us. So, which is the more important to fulfill the children which are born in Gen Z force. So instead of collecting data using a questionnaire, recording observations using rubrics to evaluate individual performance will help to remedial teaching concepts with more focus. So as well as taking support of peers in multi-grade classrooms, make children improve their learning in progress. Thank you so much. Thank you so much uh, for giving me this opportunity.
Uh, Thank you, ma'am. So, Dr. Vidya, I think we have completed that presentation of all the participants.
Yes, sir.
So now the participants, if they want to give any feedback or they want to interact, so it's open to all of you. If you have any queries for any particular presenter, then you may raise your questions or your suggestions, anything else. So Dr. Bijan is also with us. Uh, Bijan sir, okay. Uh, anyway, as we have no queries, so that means it is well explained by all of the participants. So, Dr. Bijan is with us. So, sir, would you like to share your views?
No, sir, I haven't heard many things since the next session I need to see. That is why I joined now. I could not
Thank you.
observe all those sessions.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So, at the very first, I would like to congratulate all the esteemed participants uh, for their successful presentation, successful as well as very nice presentation. And obviously, as they have for their input in the field of mathematics education. And I think if you do the research in this way, we can go ahead in the teaching learning process of mathematics. So if you see,
thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
uh, there are 9 empaneled persons presented in this list. So out of 9, 8 presenters have presented
Excuse
their
me, sir.
articles.
Sorry to interrupt you. I think I'm the ninth one. I'm Shubham. I'm late, I think.
Shubham Kushwaha, you
Yes.
are in session 3.2. We are so sorry, we haven't completed the session 2.2 yet.
I'm in the session 1.
3.2.
Theme is innovation in teaching of mathematics.
Yeah, you are in session 3.1.
Okay.
Yeah, please do wait. We are sorry, we haven't completed the session 2.28.
Okay. So I have to wait in this link.
Yeah, the session
Okay.
3.3, 3.1 will be continued in the same link itself.
Okay. Thank you.
So, if we see at a glance, the theme of this session, that is one of the most important theme, it is learning resources for mathematical pedagogical processes. So, that is one of the most important thing, and I'm very much thankful that all of you have given a lot of effort to improve this teaching learning resources in mathematical pedagogical process. And if you see at a glance that the very first R. C. Kumar is presented, and he established that the visual representation in mathematics
one change, Dr. Vidya. I am not from Department of Education, Science and Mathematics. I am from Department of Teacher Education.
For mathematical pedagogical process, path breaking in mathematics teaching via technological tools, and C emphasis on physical approach. So once again, I would like to congratulate all the participants, and I am also very much thankful to Dr. Vidya for her nice coordination. And thanks to Dr. Bijan also. Thanks once again to all of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
So,
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Vidya, now we can conclude.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir, for your valuable suggestions to all the participants. I hope they have all received the productive suggestions from you. And thank you so much for being a part of our conference. And on behalf of RI Mysore, I thank you wholeheartedly, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Arup, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you all the participants for your wonderful presentations.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Now the session 3.1 will be continued in the same link.